So when you separate, where do you start? Well, most couples, when they separate, want a clear starting point, a map and some directions to get divorced and sort out a financial agreement and parenting plan that works for everybody. Most couples also want that whole process to be as painless and as cost-effective as possible, although not, of course, at the expense of a fair outcome. And, well, why shouldn't they want these things? Hello, I'm John Hind, mediator, coach, trainer and former solicitor. So how can these things be achieved? Is it possible? And what's a good starting point when you do in fact separate? In this video, I introduce you to the Compass Divorce Decision Making Model or map you see on my left here, giving you a broad overview of your options when you separate, some clear directions and a clear recommendation about where to start your journey. I intend to show you that although one size does not fit all, the process map you use to get a divorce, sort out your finances and agree a parenting plan need not be complicated or indeed cost you a small fortune. But if you wish to maintain a measure of control over your divorce journey and want a clear framework and process that is as painless and cost-effective as possible, for the vast majority of divorces, there really is only one rational starting point, as you'll see. So let me show you around the Compass decision-making model and explain what you're looking at. The model is divided into 4 boxes, each representing a different process option and choice. The first box on the bottom left-hand corner, that's the mediated solutions. Here, one person, the mediator, who may also be a solicitor, helps you both to reach your own agreements. Number 2, the lawyer-led solutions here. Here, you'll each have your own solicitor to represent you, if you choose to have one of course, to lead the whole process and the negotiations for you. Number 3, the judge-made solutions. Here, a court-appointed judge decides everything for you both. And number 4, the do-it-yourself option. Here you both maintain complete control over the process and make your own decisions, although without professional support. Now, no doubt you spotted that obvious red line running through the centre of the grids here, up to the word stress. I'll come back to this red stress line in a moment. Now, assuming that you want to keep stress to a minimum, you want to keep your costs to a minimum as well, you don't want the whole process to take many months, you want to avoid court and be able to make your own decisions, but need enough professional support to ensure that you reach a fair outcome, where do you start? Well, let me introduce here the decision-making card in my hands. This decision-making card can shift around the centre of the compass model or grid, overlapping the various boxes to represent the different options as you consider whether and to what extent each process option may need to play a part in your separation and divorce journey, and of course why. So where do you start with your decision-making process? Where do you go to get your initial direction? Well, the answer in my view is that you start with a meeting with a mediator. So let's put it there. Your mediator is someone who doesn't take sides and whose interest is in helping you both to reach a fair outcome, fair to you both in the most cost-effective way. Your mediator is trained to recognise if and when either or both of you need additional professional support and to help you work with these professionals in the most focused, cost-effective way, being careful not to polarise the process in the meantime. It might be, for example, that one or both of you need to feel that security of being able to consult with your own solicitor along the way to give you the confidence to make the right decisions in mediation for yourselves when that time comes. So that decision card may overlap a little with the solicitor grid to represent the solicitor support you receive in mediation. So let's shift that card. It might also be that you both want to do as much of the kind of donkey work yourselves to save costs, such as collecting that financial information and documentation. So this card may overlap a little with the DIY grid. So I'll shift it over to the right here. Now, if this combination of working together with a mediator, a bit of solicitor advice and support along the way, and a bit of do-it-yourself between mediation sessions, you're able to reach a fair outcome, you may also want it to be made legally binding. This is where the judge grid comes into it, because you'll need the judge to turn your agreement into a binding court order. There's no need or reason to go to court in person for this, but let's move the card to represent this. Okay, so there you have it, the decision card in the middle. First, start by seeing a mediator. The mediator will work with you both and help you work together to reach decisions that are fair to you both and your family. If you need that additional professional support along the way, whether it's a solicitor, an accountant or a child expert, for example, the mediator will help you manage this in the most cost-effective and efficient way, leading to a binding order made by a judge where appropriate. Now, I very much hope that this is clear, but if you have any questions, speak to an accredited family mediator. Thanks for watching and good luck with making the right decisions for you and your family.